Hello, hello everyone, welcome out to the stream. I'm Christopher Disciple Allen. This is some Challenger level solo queue. I'm spectating off a Nubby Pooh Bear. And on our blue team, the Souls, not only because we have a Thresh on the team, but because they're up against their arch nemesis, the Gingers. On our team, we have ganks like Gaston, supporting ZHX. Palefire will be in the mid lane, Fireboy X up in the top, and then Nubby Pooh Bear. No, Nubby Pooh Bear will be in the top, of course, with Fireboy X in the jungle. Vi in a lane would be silly. Over on the Gingers team, although they may not be Gingers themselves, we have Lopra's Nyjacky taking the mid with Puma Jiggle as the support, no, as the AD carry. I'm just going to be a little off now. If you guys aren't aware, there's quite a few people talking, doing all sorts of stuff around me. I'm at a LAN party at my university, Brigham Young, in Provo, Utah. Ooh, ganks like Gaston gonna walk right in here, and LTF all day getting the stun with the Shield of Daybreak. The snare as well from Nyjacky, and it looks like that's a first blood going here to Puma Jiggle with Carry Me Easy, and About 22 finally showing up there for the assist. Now, a kill is only worth 60% of the gold, 40% of the gold before 2 minutes, and then it scales up to 100% by 4 minutes. 40 or 60%. Man, that's going to bug me now. You guys can let me know what the proper one is, but at 2 minutes, it starts building up all the way to 100 at 4, and once you get there, then it's full. But below 2 minutes, then it wasn't worth quite as much as it would have been. However, they didn't really have to expend a lot. There weren't any summoners blown there by the Gingers, and the Souls as well realized that they couldn't save Thresh and that he couldn't flash away to safety. So now just going to fall back, and it's going to be pretty standard, except for a little bit of extra gold coming over here to the Gingers, because they need all the help they can get. Kale in the jungle starting at the blue buff will have some decent clear speed, taking the blue and then getting the Righteous Fury, as well as the Reckoning to be able to just consistently deal AoE damage to the camps. As you can tell, she's taking quite a bit of damage, but after a few camps, should have the levels she needs to just clear them out and then get in the lane and gank. The Reckoning is an excellent ganking tool, as well as the red buff on the auto attacks. Ganks like Gaston is playing up aggressively early because Leona's level 1 is so weak. Leona only has a Shield of Daybreak. There's no Zenith Blade there for the gap closure. There's also no Eclipse to tank up some damage. Ooh, and it looks like the action is happening up in the top lane. Nubby Pooh Bear getting a level 2 early, going on to Carry Me Easy, and dealing quite a bit of damage. Rumble's still at level 1. Takes a lot of pain. Has to fall back and try permanent Detroit. Nubby Pooh Bear is going to cut him off. Doesn't get the Ruthless Predator, only the Hold the Meek, and so it will allow Carry Me Easy to try and farm up here, use his potions to heal up. And he started with a Cloth Armor, which will keep him sustained up in the top lane for quite some time. The 5 health potions you can get with that, or the maximum you can get, heal you up for 750 health total. So hopefully he can get some last hits and stay alive. Ooh, Nyjacky missing the leash, going to allow Palefire quite a few auto attacks. And the Shadow Slash. Nyjacky has to be careful here. Palefire doing massive damage, not throwing down the Ignite. Nyjacky might have been able to escape. He still has his Flash, but still not looking too hot. A swap into the Shadow might be enough to finish him off here. Ooh, Carry Me Easy trying to 1 versus 1 Nubby Pooh Bear in melee range, but I don't think it's a very good idea with the Ignite coming down. The Scrap Shield going to block off some of the damage, and it looks like Carry Me Easy will survive for now, but he can't stick around for too much longer. Puma Jiggle just last hitting his best, actually holding up pretty well up against ZHX, and now that LTF all day has her main abilities, this should be a slightly more difficult lane for Ezreal. If he can Arcane Shift away from the Zenith Blade, then that can definitely save him, and I honestly think the focus in this bottom lane will be on Thresh, because even if they get on the Ezreal, he has his Arcane Shift, and then he has the Lantern to go back to Thresh. If they get a gank in from About 22, I would really like to see them taking out Thresh first. But I feel like About 22 will probably focus another lane first, especially because both of our solo laners are behind. They might need a little bit of assistance. They haven't died yet, which is fortunate enough for them. Taking a look at some of these compositions, when we get later on into the game, I really think we'll see the Gingers shine like their hair does in the sun. Because of the Kale coming into a late game with a full item build, using that intervention on an ally, and then being able to deal quite massive damage, more so than Vi can. Of course, Kale doesn't have the single target lockup that Vi might have, but the intervention would be perfect for anyone who gets locked up in that CC of the Assault and Battery. Nyjacky having a much better time now that Palefire isn't getting off quite so many auto attacks. Just farming up to what will hopefully be a strong mid game. Right now the early game is just filled with sustain. You can see the potions and the crystalline flask on top of the door and drink. Just means that Nyjacky wants to stay alive because he feels confident that if he can survive the laning phase against Zed, then he'll be able to come back stronger later on in the game. Ooh, a gank in the bottom lane. Fireboy X putting down some auto attacks, but without a red buff and without a level 6 either. Vi has a few problems sticking onto a target. Vaultbreaker is an incredible ganking tool early on. I would say in the first few levels. At level 5, though, I think it's better for Vi to stay in the jungle and farm. But we'll see. Puma Jiggle caught up by the death sentence, and the Flay has to flash away. Has the trap there, which does catch ganks like Gaston, and now LTF all day. Blocking some of the Mystic shots will keep his AD carry alive to hopefully last hit some more. Carry Me Easy also having a much better time than he was before, using the Flame Spitter, just push out the lane since WP Bear can't afford. Oh, a kill in the middle lane. Let's rewind to see exactly what transpired there for instant replay. Nyjacky taking a bit of damage. Palefire connecting with a nice Razor Shuriken now coming in here with the death mark. Nyjacky jumps away a bit too soon and allows Palefire to continue on with him past his distortion, resulting in a nice kill. Returning it for the souls and bringing them with a slight gold advantage. At this point it's not a lot, maybe just a potion and a ward, but it can add up, especially if Zed gets ahead early on. LTF all day just trying to defend up this turret alongside his AD carry, but Leona not the best support to have on the defensive, since Leona doesn't have very good wave clear potential, doesn't have range either, and really needs to be in an engaging capacity. The Eclipse can be nice to help clear a wave out, but I don't think that's going to be their strength down here pressed up against their turret. And we can see Fireboy X spending a lot of time in the enemy jungle. He realizes that Kale probably can't 1v1 him, especially with the ult. Ooh, WP Bear coming in and Carry Me Easy pops the Dominus. Carry Me Easy taking way too much damage. The flash immediately after from WP Bear is going to result in the kill. The Ignite is down. No! Carry Me Easy throws the Electro Harpoons and might be able to escape this one. If Zed can come and cut him off, then he can pick up an easy kill, but he's not responding very fast. There he is, flashing in. The Razor Shuriken hits, but the Scrap Shield, he finally dashes into his shadow and connects, picking it up after a long chase, but WP Bear extending a little bit too far, caught up in the snare, will give a kill right back over, and that was a really big mistake from WP Bear to not stick on Carry Me Easy until the very last moment of his life. Because of the Scrap Shield saving him at the last moment, that was a kill and a lot blown that they did not need to dedicate. But hopefully he can still come back from this. Renekton still has a strong mid-game coming. Oh, Fireboy X comes in with the Assault and Battery. Distortion out and the ultimate. Going to result in a rather safe LeBlanc for today. And we'll see if Vi can come back this mid lane. I think it's going to be difficult to gank LeBlanc because of these many dodges. Vi just going right back into spending a lot of quality time in the enemy jungle, but her movements are suspected. Carry Me Easy comes in to block off Fireboy X from behind, and although he gets the red buff, he comes up to the Baron wall, and he makes it over the wall. Carry Me Easy doesn't have the flash to continue on, and even though he had his equalizer, it was probably not enough to finish off that Vi. A good counter-jungling attempt. It'll require him to go back, but he is keeping a lot of this jungle off of Bao 22, keeping him down at level 6. And just really kind of on the back foot. He's only been able to buy a Fiendish Codex on top of his Spirit Stone, so he is going for the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, but he hasn't been able to finish it yet, whereas Vi is just going for a very aggressive pickup with the Boots of Mobility, looking to roam around the map, continue on her counter-jungling efforts, and try and gank these lanes. Nyjacky moving into the bottom lane, doesn't quite find it. He ran right on top of the ward, and so that'll be a safe Soul bot lane for now. And the Ginger's taking a lot of damage up top. Carry Me Easy really having difficulty against Navi Pooh Bear. He doesn't have a squash, but he does have the equalizer, which I don't think Navi Pooh Bear really wants to have to handle right now. It's such a good anti-aggression tool, laying it on top of yourself and dancing around in it, but with Fireboy X coming, they might be confident enough. He lays down the equalizer, but it doesn't land very well. Navi Pooh Bear not taking up any turret damage will be able to easily take out the kill and then move in onto the turret. Maybe not finishing it off, but dealing a good amount of damage. About 22 still hasn't been able to get in very well, although he was able to pick up a kill onto Navi Pooh Bear. His laning presence hasn't been too strong. He'll try and make up for that by taking out the dragon, and with the Reckoning, he should be able to deal some consistent single target damage. LTF all day, continuing on here, and actually the Reckoning of course doesn't increase your damage up against Dragon because you can't reduce Dragon's defenses. It would have worked before the change, where it solely applied a sacrifice passive. Oh, two-shot barrage a little bit too late, and now LTF all day caught in the death sentence, and it sure will be his sentence to death. Oh, actually landing with a solar flare. ZHX almost dead. Puma Jiggle able to grab out the kill, and now moving into the ganks like Gaston. He has his support coming up from behind. If he throws the heal on him, that might be the movement speed he needs. Kale from the back. Can't overextend too far. Fireboy X now there will duel out About 22 so hard. Oh, About 222 throws the intervention on himself now. Flashes over the wall. The Vault Breaker is going to catch up to him and take out the kill with the flay backwards. Puma Jiggle won't survive here very long either. The barrier is on his head. He tries to land the kill in the ganks like Gaston, but it's not going to be enough. Fireboy X with a double kill. And a very nice run to the bottom lane. Oh, Palefire taking out Nyjacky without much difficulty at all. Navi Bear in the middle lane going to result in the second turret taken down this game, which means a huge lead here for the Souls. I am happy as the next guy to see the Gingers lose completely to the Souls, but at least they could be giving up a little bit more of a fight. It was a nice attempt at a turnaround in the bottom, but just much too far for About 222 to run without knowing where the enemy jungler was. He had to suspect that Vi knew something might be happening bottom and go to stop it. That's exactly what a good jungler does, and did, as Vi comes up to 2-0 and 1 with the Spirit of the Elder Lizard. That's a lot of attack damage, cooldown reduction, and burn damage over time, which is perfect for a carry-style jungler, which Vi is hoping to be. And if you look all across the board, this is a pretty offensive team. Renekton going for a very anti-magic resistance build because of the abundance of magic damage here on the Ginger's team. I didn't even necessarily think about that, but Kale is primary magic dealer, as are Rumble and LeBlanc. And so with that Hex Drinker, with the Negatron Cloak as well, he won't take nearly as much damage. With the Dominus giving him health as well, it'll be a perfect combination to hopefully put him into a good mid-game spot to get into a fight. Oh, Fireboy X catching on a Puma Jiggle, and I don't know that Caitlyn will be able to get out of this one. Actually, Fireboy X turning around onto LTF all day, but he is taking up a lot with the Eclipse. They are two-shot barrage not connecting with much, and About 222 finding a kill, but it looks like the Souls are returning, and the Gingers not finding much more out of that one. Now Caitlyn will be forced to back off the turret, which should result in the final outer turret here taken as soon as they get another minion wave there. Fireboy X and Gangs like Gaston just working to push out this lane, proxying it from behind to get as many minions in as possible. And Palefire, keeping Nyjacky out of this lane, has done a wonderful job at really keeping the farm low. Nyjacky only with 73 farm to Palefire's 112. That's 40 CS, which is a remarkable amount of gold. Nyjacky will try to return it with the play in the top lane, but Navi Pooh Bear turns around, wants to 1v2 this, hasn't thrown the Dominus yet, and he is going to fall. He didn't have Dominus, he used it earlier to go in onto Carry Me Easy, and so a good roam from Nyjacky results in another assist for him. He actually hasn't been able to take a kill yet, but at least he did give over the first kill to Carry Me Easy. We now can see 5 kills to 9, 2 turrets to 0, however, from Souls. And about 3,000 gold between our two arch nemesis. Nemesis is a fun word to say. I should use that more when I'm casting. Carry Me Easy looking to finally return some damage on the top turret, but Rumble isn't too good of a champion at taking down objectives. He's great at wave clearing, he's great at team fighting, but single target damage is not his strong suit. You know whose strong suit is single target damage? none other than Zed, who has found his 4th kill of the game, a Rampage for Palefire. Really putting Nyjacky on the back foot. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see an early Zhonya's Hourglass from Nyjacky. Of course, he wants to go for a Deathfire Grasp or something that'll give him the damage he needs. But he's just falling prey so easily to Palefire. Unsurprisingly, Carry Me Easy couldn't quite duel up against Nubby Pooh Bear, especially without being able to do much damage to Nubby Pooh Bear's 155 magic resistance. He's looking pretty crazy right now against an almost all magic damage team. Oh, LTF all day goes in with the Zenith Blade. The box is thrown by Gangsta Gas and he flashes away, but the ace in the hole, no, it doesn't deal enough damage. The Solar Flare connects. He's almost dead, but they aren't able to connect on for the kill. About 2-2-2 fights against Palefire in the mid. Oh, ZHX really looks for an LTF all day, and he might be able to 1 versus 2 this. Not going to go in. We did see Palefire take out Kale on the mid lane, but I was interested in this bottom fight, and although they looked so promising in the 2 versus 2, it just wasn't their fight to take. Oh, True Shot Barrage! No, it doesn't connect onto anyone. Went for the snipe, and didn't hurt him. Oh, Death Sentence, and that will be Puma Jiggle's death sentence. No! He's able to expertly net away ZHX with the red buff. Really wants this kill. There he goes with the aggressive 6 shots. Yes, ZHX is able to find it. Now he's life-stealing off the minions, and he will survive the ignite. Ezreal with a very excellent play, coming out with a double kill. And really looking strong. 3-2-2, building up for that Trinity Force with a Phage and a Sheen. That's looking pretty nice so far. Now with a 5,500 gold differential, we can see what's becoming to be more and more of an advantage for our souls. It appears that Gingers were in fact never meant to have this for themselves. Wow, that was a really aggressive flash in for the Vault Breaker. Without any follow-up, he might have been able to assault and battery Nyjacky, but instead backing off and being forced to actually recall the base. Not going to be in quite as good a spot as he might have thought he could. Puma Jiggle has been keeping his farm up, and he might be the hope for their late game. Remember that they have the range and the heavy auto attack damage from Caitlyn that might be able to beat out Ezreal later on. Ezreal doesn't necessarily have the damage in late game as he does the mobility. But if he can play around... Ooh, Nyjacky barely surviving out of that death mark there. As I was saying, if Ezreal can play around the Equalizer, if he can play around maybe Nyjacky's snares, then he should be able to escape. However, Palefire might not be so lucky. Ace in the hole comes through. Palefire managing to escape so far. About 2-2-2. Not going to be able to catch him out. And instead, they will turn their efforts up towards Nubby Pooh Bear in the top lane. However, Carry Me Easy has to be careful. Nubby Pooh Bear will turn around with the Ruthless Predator, sorry. LFT all day onto Palefire now. And it looks like the Reckoning will finally find it. About 2-2-2 with the kill. Nubby Pooh Bear now in the middle of a 2 versus 3. About 2-2-2 with the intervention on himself. Will keep himself alive. Carry Me Easy finds a kill on Nubby Pooh Bear. And now Fireboy X, the next target of the onslaught. And it looks like LTF all day will take the kill there. 3 kills for 3 champions. And a Baron as their reward, as there are no Gingers, there are no souls here to stop them. That's the Gingers who just took a team fight victory. They're still 6,000 gold behind. But with that amount of chasing, they may have this of yet. They, of course, aren't defending up their bottom lane, which is falling quickly. Ooh, Nyjacky. LTF all day, suiciding to the Baron. About 2-2-2 might be the next victim. Yo, he survives just barely. And so they did lose their support. But hey, picking up the Baron there. Going to help keep themselves in the game. Now only 5,000 gold behind, and with the Baron buff on them, they should be about even when it comes to stats as a whole. ZHX stealing the blue buff will be in a really nice spot to continue spamming out the spells, his Mystic Shots, and Arcane Shifts, and hopefully carry out this game. They don't want to lose another fight like that. Of course, it was almost a 3 versus 5 since ganks like Gaston and ZHX weren't anywhere nearby, but they have to be careful they don't let that happen too many times in the future. Pale Fire coming in towards Carry Me Easy. Is he going to go for it? And it looks like he is with the Death Mark and with his Razor Shuriken. He should be able to burst down Carry Me Easy. A very solid play. Has a Hex Drinker shield as well to just make sure he stays alive. And that is a successful assassination. He can't stick around too long with Nyjacky here, Baron buffed up. That's a lot of ability power that could be coming in pretty instantly. It looks like Nyjacky is in fact going for a Deathfire Grasp, which will give a lot of single target bursts, but won't keep him alive. He's only died 3 times, so he's stayed safe for at least about the last 9 minutes. We'll see how well he can do coming up here, as it looks like the souls are roaming through the forest. Soul of the Forest. Are we in Hearthstone or League of Legends? And right now, you can see, although there's a Baron buff on our red team, although they just won a team fight, they still have to play defensively. They're still behind in gold. There's still a 5-turret advantage as well to our Soul team, and the Gingers just need to find another pick like that. They need Carry Me Easy to land a nice equalizer. They can't fight everyone at once either. But right now, with Nubby Pooper in the top lane, this could be their opportunity. Their primary engage is strong. With LTF all day, landing a Solar Flare, they could very easily initiate a fight. Ooh, Nyjacky may attempt to do so himself. He lands the Ethereal Change, throws down the Deathfire Grasp as well. Reckoning comes on against like Gaston. The Ignite is on, but it's not enough. True Shot Barrage comes through for a good spot of damage, but no fight going to happen in the end. A good attempt on the ganks like Gaston, but a lot burned as well without really anything picked up. An interesting Renekton build, if we take a look at that. So right now, Nubby Bear has his Banshee's Veil and his Hex Drinker, as well as Mercury's Tread. This is a build you would never see unless you're against an all-AP team. Well, apparently something else more exciting is happening in another side of the room. But right now, it looks like we're having a pretty good time here. 21 minutes in the game. There is still 6,000 gold between the teams, but it doesn't matter nearly as much as it might have 5 minutes ago. It's still going to be important. We're still going to see some major item advantages. Like we can see the Trinity Force, as well as a Bilgewater Cutlass finish on Ezreal. Once he finishes, about 2-2-2. 1v1ing this mid laner. He throws the intervention. Pale Fire is able to dodge out of the ace in the hole. The Puma Jiggle from the side lands the Piltover Peacemaker and finds the kill himself. Like I was saying, Ezreal should be able to dart around these fights using the movement speed, using his escapes. But I don't know that he has the damage that Caitlyn will have later on in the game. Once she finishes up the Phantom Dancer, it may be pretty difficult. Nubby Pooh Bear caught out in a bad spot. They're all collapsing in on him. Solar Flare catching him with Zenith Blade on top of that, and Nyjacky dealing as much damage as he can. Nubby Pooh Bear will fall, but the mid lane is under siege with Ezreal auto-attacking away. He has the Trinity Force procs as well to try and wear it down, although he's not using him. There he is. They might be able to take this. No, they have to back off now. About 2-2 wants to land the Reckoning, won't find it, but will defend this up before it falls. Fireboy X found a little bit of damage on the bottom inhibitor turret, but it's looking rather safe as well. And this is the late game that we were talking about. Nyjacky, not quite landing his abilities there. That was maybe a bit of a mistake. Oh, Assault and Battery on the Carry Me Easy, but Fireboy X not dealing quite as much damage as he would have hoped through that Seeker's Arm Guard, granting Rumble a good amount of armor. Nyjacky right into the Razor's Shuriken, but ZHX is the next target here. The Righteous Fury and Reckoning coming down, and the Reckoning flash. No, ZHX is able to Arcane Shift away. Pale Fire finds the kill onto about 2-2-2 without him even using the intervention there. Ooh, Fireboy X from behind. It could be the initiation they need. A solid equalizer on several members won't keep them back. Carry Me Easy is ignited. Uses the Scrap Shield to stay alive and should survive. No! Pale Fire grabs the killing spree. That was a lot of ignite damage, resulting in what will be an inhibitor falling in the mid lane. As soon as Nubby Pooh Bear gets in there and gets right out, they're not going to go for it today. Call me Chartreuse and call me Patrice because I was wrong. Fireboy X and Pale Fire gonna steal away this blue buff. Pale Fire taking the blue will give him some energy regen as well as 10% cooldown reduction. screaming in the background as we see the dragon falling. 8,000 gold in the lead for the Souls, and the Gingers are definitely on the back foot here, but they've kept their inhibitor alive, and that is the most important thing right now, is that they don't have super minions knocking on their door quite yet. When there are super minions, it changes the way you can contest Baron, the way that you can fight in team fights, the way that you can push and defend yourself. And I don't know that if they'll be able to keep it alive for much longer. If they can, though, they always have the chance to come back. They're quite a ways behind in gold, but if they find a catch-out, like on the Fireboy X here, they aren't going to go in for this one. Our Souls are very split up, but we just aren't seeing the initiation we need. They have to go all in. They really need to just dedicate for a few kills and then push out of that one, because they haven't been able to find a single turret yet. Right now, both teams are at a bit of an impasse, but the Souls know that they are on the upper foot. They know they have an inhibitor turret looking very, very low. And they know that Pale Fire, no matter how hurt he is still so powerful. The intervention will definitely keep him from assassinating someone if he uses it first thing. But if he waits on into the fight, the intervention comes out, and then he goes in, that's most likely going to be a one-hit kill on anyone except Leona, who will guarantee never be the target of a death sentence. Carry Me Easy engaged on, but throws the equalizer, gets the kill on the Gangsta Gaston, and that's the very first no. Carry Me Easy comes right around, and with the assault and battery coming through, about to force to throw the intervention on himself, but he will fall immediately after a double kill for Vi, a kill for Palefire as well, and only 2 left alive for the Gingers. The Soul's going to turn tail and head right for the Baron instead of opting for this inhibitor turret. They know they can likely take it after. With the huge buff they'll get, your 40 attack damage, 40 ability power, and increased health and mana regeneration, not to speak of the experience and gold. And this is looking like the Souls game. Gingers not today, but hey, there are always upsets. We haven't seen a Baron throw yet. Both Barons have been taken relatively uncontested, aside from the fact that LTF All Day did suicide to it. But without many contests, we can't see the wonderful American-style Baron throw. Rumble moving through the jungle, finds Fireboy X there. He's going to be in a rough spot. Assault and Battery comes across, and that... excessive force proves to be a bit too excessive for Rumble's health bar. Fireboy X triple buffed up, going to find up yet another kill. Pale Fire taking a lot of damage here. May fall finally goes down to LTF All Day, but at what cost for the Gingers as they retreat on the back foot? ZHX should be able to take out this inhibitor turret with a few auto attacks it has, regenerate it a bit, but look at the damage. Nyjacky comes in, tries to find ZHX, but can't connect. Puma Jiggle did his best to defend, nets away with 90 calibers. The LTF All Day ignited up is going to get taken down there by the Mystic Shot, and this will be the first inhibitor of the game falling. Souls taking it out and moving in. I don't expect this will be the game, but they throw the Talisman of Ascension. Immediately everyone piles into Nyjacky. That was beautiful. Carry Me Easy goes down for the double kill there to ZHX, and this looks like it'll be the game. Puma Jiggle has an intervention on his head. They're turning around. They're dealing a lot of damage to gangs like Gaston, to Nubby Pooh Bear, and to ZHX, and that'll keep them from finishing off the game yet. Ace in the hole connects. Nubby Pooh Bear doesn't get there in time to block it out, and he stamps up within a trap, which won't be too bad for him. Ooh, ZHX gets a nice arcane shift right over the wall, and they will retreat with a 13,000 gold lead, as well as an inhibitor taken there in the mid. After this game, I really want to look back and just see everyone piling into Nyjacky there, because that would have been the most terrifying thing to witness as a player. ZHX trying to 1 versus 1, about 2-2-2, has to flash and barrier away, but gets caught up in a bad spot, throws the True Shot Barrage in no meaningful direction whatsoever. Puma Jiggle comes from the side and just auto-attacks him. MLG no scope 420. grabbing out a kill for himself. Fireboy X. Oh, gets in the back to take out the kill on the Bao 2-2. I didn't even see him go in there, but I'm not sure Kale might have either. Didn't use the intervention, didn't have a chance to, and knew that Vi can stick on so well with the Vault Breaker. There's 14,000 gold, there's 7 turrets, and there's 12 kills here in the Soul's lead. The Gingers have been punched in the face and had their heads shoved in a toilet. Pro Nyjacky barely escapes here with his life, as it's looking like this base may be on its last breath. Carry Me Easy comes in for actually a bit of harass. He has to be careful he doesn't get engaged on here, because any kill now could be game-changing. When we're up to our higher levels, when we're here at 30 minutes in the game, we see some longer respawn times. We're now up into the 40 and 50 seconds, not to the 75 that we see at minute 40, level 18, but it's still going to be dangerous to lose your life with your base in peril like that. Death Sentence catching on to about 222. He throws the intervention immediately, turns around with some damage, but he can't deal very much. Oh, stunned up there, the victim of Nubby Pooh Bear's savagery, and Fireboy X picks up Nyjacky 1 versus 1. The dragon goes down in the background, but I'm not sure that Pale Fire should be there with the fight going on. And with the pickup, with the Solar Flare as well as the Ignite and Ace in the hole, they grab out 2 kills and keep this onslaught off for now. ZHX still wants to see if he can take out one of these. Ooh, Fireboy X now caught up too much. They're overextending to hell and back. Palefire finally joining the party as he found it. Yes, he's able to pick up Caitlyn. He now has a Guardian Angel on his head, and with ZHX from behind, they grab a double kill onto Kale. These 2 members may be able to salvage this base taking. That is 4 members down for the next 30 seconds minimum, but Nyjacky sees 2 people with low health and decides that one of them must surely die. Pale Fire turns around with a good amount of damage with his Shadow Slash. If he switches back to it, that was perfect. Nyjacky, no, go for the one with the buffs. Nyjacky has to flash away, and with the Ignite down on Pale Fire, he'll find the kill, keep his base alive for now, and extend this game out. There's 17,000 gold between the teams. That is insane. We can see some full builds starting to emerge. Vi picking up a Yumu's Ghostblade on top of the Black Cleaver and Trinity Force, looking incredibly powerful. 10, 2, and 7. He soloed this enemy mid laner before the last fight even happened, and that's the strength that we're seeing from these carry-style junglers nowadays, that he can grab out insane pickups before the fight begins. Baron will be up in a minute, and that could be contested by the red team. If they're able to grab a good team fight, they still can come back. They're so far behind in gold, but the Solar Flare and Equalizer are both such powerful tools at turning around a fight. Oh, Fireboy X has found about 2 to keep himself alive, as well as the Righteous Blessing, but no! Fireboy X lays down so much burst damage, he doesn't even have time to press R. That is the Tryndamere plight right there, ladies and gentlemen, as we're now seeing a 5 versus 4. About 2 is down for the next 35 seconds, and a play will surely come. Please guys, make what I'm saying true. We're 33 minutes in here, and I think we can look towards ending it. Now Pooh Bear really wants to grab a catch out here, and while pushing in with GHX, they may be able to grab this inhibitor, keep 2 down at once. Ooh, Carry Me Easy takes a lot of damage by Fireboy X, and he is keeping 3 members at bay. Look at the burst onto Nyjacky. He solos him out before Pale Fire can even join the party, and this will be the game. Assault and Battery onto LTF all day finds their 3rd kill of the streak. Pale Fire and gangs like Gaston taking out these Nexus turrets. About 2 comes back, turns around the Fireboy X, and deals some good damage. Has the intervention on himself to keep alive, but for how long? A Puma Jiggle is the next target. Carry Me Easy has a death mark in his head, but it won't pop for too much. However, it doesn't matter as the Nexus falls, slowly but surely, giving the game up here to the Souls. Gingers falling in the end, and it turns out that, in fact, They just can't quite keep up with the jokes that have stayed around forever and always, and that all redheads have been plagued by our entire lives. Anyway, thanks for coming out, everybody. This was a good game. Congratulations to ganks like Gaston, ZHX, Palefire, Fireboy X, and WP Bear on a very well-played 33-minute, 54-second match.